This is the Marketing Umbrella Podcast, where it's all about getting the information you need from successful leading marketers to build and grow your digital marketing agency. Brought to you by Itamar Shafir, founder and CEO of Umbrella, the technology platform and brand that is powering thousands of marketing agencies around the country. Find him at umbrellaus.com. And now, here's your host, Itamar Shafir.
Welcome to the Marketing Umbrella Podcast, where we talk with successful marketing experts about ways to build and grow a digital marketing agency. Our guest today is a conversion expert. His company helps increase the conversions of leading brands such as Procter & Gamble, Groupon, and Toyota, just to name a few, as well as more than 10,000 small businesses globally. He's the CEO of Adoric. I'm excited to say hello to Mr. Tal Revivo. Hi, Tal.
Hey, thank you very much to host me. How are you?
I'm great. And I'm so excited because I think conversions, if you talk to any marketer, it doesn't matter if you work with small businesses, big businesses, you work with service providers, you work with retailers, you work with e-commerce, everything is about conversion. So I think this is going to be a very, very important session for our listeners today. And I'm really excited to have you here. And segueing into that, before we jump into what Adoric does, how conversions can help our listeners, your conversion tips. Maybe you can tell the listeners a little bit about how you got into helping companies with conversion.
It's a long story, but I will try to make it as short as I can. I'm in this industry approximately, almost 20 years. I started in 2003. And I start without any experience, and I try a lot. And everything was start with my first startup that I was trying to compete against iStock Photo, Getty Images. It's like image bank in the past, it was called. I raised money, I ran the startup, everything crashed, 2007, but I can blame myself. Everything is because of less experience from my side. And then I found myself without money, and now what I need to do. And I become to be a contributor. Like I was being in the opposite. I start to do a photography. I become to be a photographer, and it's working very well. And after 10 months, something like that, everything become to be online, and I can do whatever I want. And I stopped to do a stock photography and start to selling icons. I heard from my friends about icons, so small symbols, that people using on their website, on the apps, and so on. And it was working very well. And I started to run deals with many websites. Everything was growing. And slowly, I found myself with a product that I see that it's very difficult to promote this product because people come into the website, but no conversion. And then it started the idea, like before approximately 6-7 years. But I really started doing that before 5 years. And I start to do a personalizations, really journey to the users. And it was start as a WordPress plugin. That's the way it was start. I was traveling around the world and manage everything online and keep doing money from icons because it's working without my involved.
The dream.
And, yeah, it's crazy. Until today, by the way, it's still running very, very well. I'm today one of the biggest contributors in the world. I have more than 250 thousands icons. Yeah, big number.
Nice.
Yeah, and it's working very smooth, and I don't need to be involved on this case. But anyhow, it start with a plugin. I done a test, move from one website to another website traffic. Bam, I got a sale after 27 minutes. I was being in shock. Wow, that's what's gonna happen to me? No, it wasn't being a repeat and a repeat. And then I start to learn that it cannot be magic. You need to do like a really journey for the users. And slowly, I done more and more improvement on the plugin. And then it's look like the plugin is nothing. It's like something very small. I want to do something more with more potential, something more bigger. And I changed also the name. It was Mr. Pop-Up. That was the name. And I didn't like the name too much.
Cheesy, yeah.
Yeah, and then I changed to something that it's nothing. It's Adoric. I was searching for a domain that will cost me $10, and it's gonna be something that I can do whatever I want with that. And I searched 3 days until I found this domain, and I found it, and I like it. And then I start to build the company, and it was amazing. After 10 months, when I have the beta version, one of the clients that buy for me icons it was Wix.com.
Mhm.
And they buy a big package to their library. And they invite me to their office to show them what I'm, how to use with this icon. And I showed them Adoric, how I put all the library with icons and everything, and they was being in shock. And less than a few hours, I was sitting with the founder, the CEO, and they want to purchase the company. And I didn't want to sell the company, you know. I was waiting for the days that I can build my own company and everything. And they knew that it's gonna be a big blocker for them. And then they become to be my major clients.
Mhm.
But it was crazy because I was planning to do more like no touch journey for people that coming, do everything by themselves. And I found myself build a product for weeks. And it was like something like 2 years. It was more for enterprise company. And then I need to do opposite, like slowly to start to do onboarding for user, that everything is going to be easy, simple. And that's what we done. And on these 3 years, we done a lot. We are working these days with big brands as PepsiCo, Toyota, Mercedes, Groupon, P&G. It's like Pampers International. And also Israel, we are almost control the market. More than 70% of the brands in Israel working with us. And in the last 1 year, we done big work for the no-touch users, like making SEO, start to make videos about a product. And we got 10,000 users that are using our platform.
I hope you're doing good conversions for yourself.
At the start, we didn't done any optimization too much because there's so many things that you need to handle when you're building your funnel. But in the last 4 months, we do lots of A/B testing and using a lot of Adoric. We have right now in our website more than 20 campaigns.
Okay, so you know what? This is a good segue. So you went from being starting a plugin with completely no touch to becoming heavy touch, working with enterprises, to continue working with enterprises, but then also re-engaging with small brands, with small companies on a no-touch DIY platform, which you have in Adoric today. Okay, so maybe you can encapsulate for the listeners, like in a couple of minutes, tell them a little bit about Adoric and what Adoric does, so we can pour some context into this conversation.
All right. So at the end, you must have a website with traffic. It's not must to be a big traffic. And when you have the traffic, you have a goal. Every website have a goal. I want to grow the number of my leads. I want to increase my sales. And every segment have its own KPI. At the end, what we are doing with our platform, it's like a Canva, you know, Canva, everything drag and drop, like the way you're using Wix. So we done it for marketing. So you can create any kind of message on your website. It can be part of the website or as an overlay or a pop-up, like the way people call it. And with this technology and what we do, you can do a real personalizations for the users. So it's meaning when you will go to a specific website, you're going to see a totally different website from someone else. So it's really personalizations. So this is the idea. Sometimes we do it more for a group because we don't want to do it so deep. But I can give you some case studies. For example, we work with Toyota. And in Toyota, they have a big issue on the COVID-19 that everything was closed and people cannot buy cars. And they start to selling the cars online. And to convince people to doing that, first of all, they done like a prepaid, just pay like a few hundreds of dollars and you can start the processing to buy the car. But the biggest issue that they have on the funnel is the drop that people start to do all the flow and then they leave the website. And on Toyota, when you go inside, you can customize your vehicle, and you can changing the color and changing everything and the types of the model that you want. And what we done a split testing. At the start, we said, okay, let's see how many leads we get without any pop-up, okay? Let's see what's going to be happen for someone that's starting the process, leaving the website. We're going to give them a pop-up and say, hey, you want to talk with one of our guys, put your information. And the another split testing that we done is more personalization. We put the image with exactly what it done, like the cars, the red cars, with all the details. we write on the title exactly the models of the car, and the result was amazing. This is the baselines, but let's say as without personalized, we go on 15%. With personalization, it was really personalized for the users, it was increasing in 25%.
Nice.
And you know what they check? They check the qualification of the leads. Like they want to see if we sell cars, not just bring leads. And even there, the conversion was better than the control, the baseline. So this
Very
is just
nice.
one example how we can do it. And
okay, that's a great example. Let's try to bring it down because a lot of our listeners are small agencies. They don't work with Toyota. They love to hear about it, but let's try to bring it down and do some small business use cases. So I'm going to take an example. You can give other examples if you want, but I just know our members, for example, they work with a lot of service providers, or they can work with a small retailer. So it could be, I'm just saying, for example, it could be something like an HVAC company, AC repair. It could be an attorney. It could be a chiropractor. It can be maybe more on a little bit harder. If you want to go for it, a little bit harder is the healthcare, right? The dentist, the plastic surgeon.
We have lots of examples, but I will tell you that not a difference between big company that have a resource and between small company or a freelancer or someone that just, working alone or agency that manage for the clients. We provide a tool that you can do it without any success engineer or something like that. You can do a personalization in few clicks. It's very, very easy to doing that. We have the technology to doing that. And it's like 1, 2, 3. It's very, very simple to doing that. If I are talking about healthcare, for example, you can do the same personalization. Let's say, for example, I was being on the website, reading one of the articles, and I want to learn about something that can be specific for this niche. Yeah, let's say the fat loss or something like that. And I leave the website. Yeah, nothing is happened. I close the session, and then I come back next day. So we can tell him exactly about it. Hey, you're still interested in XYZ, put your details, and we can help you with that. And have a huge difference between a returning user that see a message without any personalization. But I can tell you that you can start with something without personalization, something simple. Hey, you can contact with us, just the leads, you can get 4%, something like that average. But when it's personalizations, it can be 3 times, 4 times more. But everybody can do it. It's not about a website that they have 1 million users per month, or they have 1,000 users per month.
Mm-hmm. So I know, for example, that you have a fitness coach, right? It's one of your clients. It's an example of a small client. If you want to choose something else, that's fine. But I think I think a fitness coach, right? When I think about, I want to take it back a second and tell the listeners a little bit about our previous discussion. Guys are like 20 different campaigns in Adoric. And there is everything that you know from kind of the Wheel of Fortune, when you go in and you spin and you can get a promotion, to something that is much, much deeper and more integrated into the systems and offer more personalization. So I think a lot of people, Tal, when they go into dealing with conversions, and I'm not talking just about SMBs, I'm also talking about our listeners, which are agencies. They think, oh my God, I'm dropping into Zapier, something like that now. And Zapier is supposed to be easy, right? But then when you get to the if and zens and everything and all the automation and thousands of tagging and connecting with thousands of systems, they're like, no, I don't want to do this. I'll just do a pop-up that says, you want 50% off, click here, and that's it. And because they don't want to deal with it. So how can you create something that is sophisticated and creates more bang for the buck, and really be easy, like you say, because people don't believe it's going to be easy, right? They're worried it's going to be a lot of work and technical difficulties.
The way I recommend to doing that is to understand it's not just a pop-up. It's real people that are going to see it, and you really need to think about them. What people do, they said, okay, I will do a pop-up, and then I will give a discount, as you mentioned, and then give them like results. But if the result is going to be 3 times more, it's worth it. Yeah, you pay money for every leads that coming to the website. Like, you want to get the maximum amount of leads. So I think that the most important is to think about the problem and the solution. The content that need to be inside, even if it's not personalization, is the most important. And it's very easy. Like, let's say I'm instructor and I want to bring more people and train them. And I need to understand what is their pain, and I'm going to write their pain and what is my solution. And I have two areas to doing that. Yeah, I can tell them, hey, spin to win, try your luck and get a free session with me. Yeah, I can do it that it's going to be 100%. It's not a luck. It's all the time going to be like that. And you know what is crazy? The percentage can be 50%. By the way, spin to win, it's crazy results. But it's not mean that the qualification is high. You will get lots of users that want free, but it's not enough. If you will do more story and will explain about the problem and can do like steps, for example, step 1, step 2, step 3, I will recommend to do quiz. Hey, you are there. People like quiz. And at the end, after the quiz, what happened? It's taking for him another second, 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 5 seconds. He start to be on focus and he spend time. And when you give him an answer, this is the answer. And if you want to learn more, put your telephone and email, and I will contact with you. It's not a magic, but it's not too complicated. You need to think simple and to do it right. So it's you can do a personalization like the way I was mentioned, but if we are talking about a scenario like that, as an instructor, I think it can work great. And I don't think I saw it many times. I saw many times that when you do like this kind of information of steps, it's working great. By the way, another thing that you can do is story. People don't know about it. Story, yeah, it's what we have in Instagram, that all the time we see story and we swipe.
Right.
You can do in Adoric in a second story. And what is the idea of the story? Is to explain about the pain and the solution, pain and solution, pain and solution. And when people see a pain and solution, they like it. And so it's the same concept. By the way, it's not must to be in mobile. It can be only on desktop. And it's the same idea. Let's say you have, I don't know, 9 slides, and it can be in the middle something that you want to get. Let's say my goal, my KPI is to pay less per leads. Yeah. And so what people do, okay, I will go and start to do optimize for my ads on Facebook and Instagram and Google and so on. But then they have a cap. To break the cap, you must optimize your website. And to optimize the website, all the time I recommend is to ask the problem and solution. And I really recommend to using the 4W. All the time, right? What, where, when, who's going to see it, where is going to see it. It's very simple when you think like that. And the results are great. And it's no need to take more than half an hour for something that will give you real results.
Okay, so that's great. 30 minutes, that's awesome. So all you need is 30 minutes, and that's very important. I think even if it's an hour, that's fine, as long as it's something that is manageable.
By the way, you can do it in I'm not joking, yeah, in 1 minute in Adoric. Because in Adoric, it's automatic. So let's say you create a campaign, I don't know, using WordPress, you have a plugin, you install it, it's a 1 minute, and then you select spin to win. You just need to write the coupon code, for example, and publish, and all the leads will go to Adoric CRM and automatic to your email. If you want an extra, and let's say you're using MailChimp, you can do that. But I really recommend think different about it. It's become to be it's very simple, and I can do it in a second. Don't do it in a second. Stop, think, and do it right. Think about your KPI. Think about your user. Think about a person, a client, and be the client. Try to be the client and think about why is coming to the website. What is exactly the problem? And you know the problem is because you have more clients and you talk with them, and all the time they repeat about the problem and any answers, but you become to be an automatic that you don't think that you need to take what is physical to the online. So yeah. This is my tip. It's not just technology.
And you're saying I can build this entire funnel inside of Adoric? Like, yeah, all the steps, not just the first step, not just the offer and the submission, but a full step that I can start diving in and filter and get a better, like you said, a better qualification of a better lead that won't just redeem something free, but it will actually be potentially a good client for me and can enjoy my value. Okay, that's awesome. So we're talking about small businesses, and we're talking about understanding their pain points. I wanna, and I want to take you again to a place that is the 80-20. Okay. So spin to win is kind of the 80-20 for promotions, right? I'm
Depends
saying,
about the industry because you need to be creative. For example, we talk about the instructor. You don't need to have like, it's not e-commerce, but I provide a free session, and you can do it with spin to win, because
right.
people think that spin to wins can be only for e-commerce. But definitely, if you have the option, if you are creative, I just given a clue, an idea how I can do it for a website that is not e-commerce, and I'm using a spin to win. Spin to win, people love it. It's still 2021. The result is amazing. I saw some campaigns that the conversion was 60%, but we done it a bit more advanced. It was like a really gamification with lots of animation and many steps that we done. It was really personalized, like first game that he done, and if he come back again and no win. What is great in Adoric, you have the thing that you can do very simple and very easy, but if you're advanced and you want to go more deep, the sky is the limit. We start with enterprise. So when you walk in with enterprise, the ones that you can customize whatever you want, and we divide it by 2, because we know that in no touch, you must do everything simple by steps. But in the other end, you have the 20% that want to do whatever they want. So we also offer for them this opportunity.
So I can actually in Adoric, if I do a spin to win, somebody plays, he loses, he comes back again 2 days after to the website. I can take that into consideration that he lost in the other game and offer somebody something else.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
We done a personalization that is divided by 1 month and not just per session or per 1 day. New user, returning users that visiting specific pages, or returning user that been on the checkout page, and we can give them a reminder about the cart, that they have something in the cart. In e-commerce, they have tons of options that you can do. It can be like a progress bar that show you, let's say you have a free shipping if you purchase in $50 and you add something to the cart, I can show you more $20, you're gonna get the free shipping. When you get the free shipping, confetti and happy, and the results are
on
great.
The screen.
Yeah. But what is great that if you are creative enough, you can do some crazy stuff, even if you just want to generate leads. Because on the lead generation industry, I think that people think that only I'm gonna do an exit intent, someone leave, I'm gonna take the collect emails and done. That's the way people work until today. But from our experience, because we have also the touch users, and it's coming with customer success manager, so over there we must be creative. Plus the client come with his own team, so we have lots of ideas that we got. And I can give you a surprise even that sometimes we help to company that less people gonna call them. Yeah, they want to avoid of the
higher qualification.
It's very simple. You just ask, what is the most 3 FAQ that you have? By the way, it can be a small company that you have, 20 questions repeating every week. So we can do an in-page, like elements on specific areas that explain them exactly about it, because we know that here, in less than 20 seconds, you're gonna send me an email and talk about it. And what about the people that don't have a time to send an email? It's gonna be a bounce. So people don't think about it because you have lots of sections that you can help. And that's why the range that you have on Adoric it's very high. And the user that listen to us right now, the 20%, that they are more advanced, the sky's the limit. Like whatever you are thinking or not thinking, it's possible to do.
That's awesome. Okay, great. So I'm going to put you in another hot seat and see how creative you are. And it's going to be, I want to take something heavy, right? So let's take divorce attorneys. Okay.
Oh, well.
Okay, right? Divorce attorneys. We're talking about people. We're talking about things that usually start from 15,000.
But this is very easy, by the way.
This podcast is brought to you by Umbrella. Have an agency? Check out umbrellaus.com to grow it today.
Hold on. We'll see.
All right.
Okay. I hope so. I hope it's easy for you. So we take divorce attorneys. They obviously want to generate leads, right?
Yes.
but they definitely can't do something like spin to win or any type of promotion. Sometimes they're not even allowed to, but even if they're allowed to, they want to look very professional. They want to look very dignified. They don't want to sell themselves, but they still want the lead. They want to say, I'm the best, use me. I will, win your divorce case for you against your former partner. So what would you do for them?
It's easy because you give me a very easy example. The amount of the pain that you have here, it's huge. It's lots of pain. So I don't need the technology. I don't need the confetti. It's clear for us that this is not the situation. But the person that's coming, he wanted people will understand him. If you will understand him somehow, okay, and you will give him a clue about how can I help you in a better way, not be a technical, I am the best lawyer, I can help you, this is my percentage, it will work. So in this situation, it's just to think. And as I was mentioned, sometimes you don't need to think too much and you can put the spin to win and you don't need to be too creative and the results can be amazing. But on this kind of situation, you must to be, very solid, not something heavy. You can do, by the way, in page, because in Adoric technology, it's not must to be a pop-up. It can be part of the website. Yeah, we have a selector, you select, and let's say someone reading one of the articles and you can write, you can do some sentence or something that explained about the situation that is there, and then you can tell them, okay, read more. So what you can do a funnel. First, I will take his email. Yeah, I will not take the telephone number because maybe it's too aggressive. And slowly, it will be in different situation. Because maybe when you go there, I'm not sure exactly the statistic, is not immediately going to react. It's not that I want to talk now with the lawyers. Maybe it's a process. It can take a few weeks until we decide what to do, because sometimes it can be a situation, oh, I'm not sure about it. It's just the point start and everything was being okay now with my husband, so no any issues. Need to understand the funnel. It's like if you're buying a sofa, for example, you can't measure the funnel now, today. People don't buy a sofa right now. Can be a situation that come for you, a client that buy immediately, but this client was surfing all around. He was being in all the competitors.
Right.
So it's really on this kind of situation, need to understand the user flow, need to be native here, no need to be aggressive, and to make him feel comfortable. And the tool can provide you the option to do it like the way you want it. By the way, it's like, in some cases, it's like Google Optimize, that you can optimize and put some change and split testing. You can do the same within pages. And sometimes it's great because you don't need any developers. You can do it immediately in a second, push elements, and done.
So just you're saying test a call for action, test a narrative with no development, which is in of itself a big help. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. So maybe
I have one more point that maybe I think it's worth to talk about it. But this is more for e-commerce website. It's personalization per a carousels that you have, like it's a recommendation. Everybody know about the recommendation. Let's say you go to ASOS and it's look like they know you. Yeah, what is the size that you have, and they give you a really recommendation that exactly for you. And everybody think it can be only to do something like that on my website. I need to buy a very expensive tool. We done something that's it's like a patent, but it's not a patent. You just need to have a Google Analytics. Yeah, you are Google Analytics and the feed of Facebook or Google. That's all. It's really few minutes. You connect by username and password. We are collecting the data for Google Analytics. Put your feed that already you have when you do it a carousel, let's say inside your Facebook. And then we provide you 6 strategy. For example, let's say I'm looking right now in specific t-shirt. It can show me on the bottom, also people buy. For example, people that buy this t-shirt, they buy also these pants. And then I get a recommendation based on people that look like me. The results that you have on this kind of a personalization, we test, okay? It's if someone click based on control, like if I compare, it's the number is crazy, it's double. It's double. it's not double on the website. It's double on the user that click. Approximately the people that are click on it, it's something like 5%. So it's not a huge number, but it's increase of your sales approximately 10%.
But
Just on campaign.
just so I understand, the gallery we're talking about, is that on the website or is that in Facebook?
On the website.
The Facebook ad on the website.
It's look native. You will not believe that it's coming from a third party. It's like a responsive. It's part of the website. You take the elements and you push the website and it's going inside the blog.
And it knows what people bought because it's connected to analytics.
Exactly. And you don't need to have any machine learning, and you don't need to wait, I don't know, a few weeks until you collect data. And you have many different strategies that, let's say your website don't have too many sales. You can use most popular, for example.
So what do you find today? You find most of the people that are, I'm talking about small businesses right now, most of the small businesses that are early adapters of Adoric, are they more online businesses?
Yeah. Especially when the COVID-19, we saw that it's more online. It's really more online.
Because they're already savvy, they're working with apps, they have an online store, they live digital and they need to convert digital, unlike service providers that also have word of mouth and other means of lead generation. So it makes sense. But I know working with a lot of service providers and our members working with a lot of offline businesses, lead gen is critical. Yeah.
But still, we have lots of clients that just generate leads, for example. Something like 25% just generate leads, and they have something more physical. But definitely, the online and become to be very, very, very popular in the last 1 year. It's like growing very, very fast.
Okay, cool.
And by the way, the optimization, we saw that start to have lots of clients really take it seriously. They didn't know, like, they spend lots of money on traffic, but it stopped over there. And now it's become to be like a standard, like, must to do an optimization. And we saw that small sites, they really start to do an A/B testing and really start to do the optimization, because they don't have a big budget, and every cent, every dollar, every penny is very important for them.
I agree. It's critical. I think it's one of the most important things. You basically have in marketing things that create traffic and things that do conversions, right? And both of them need to work very, very well for you to get a positive ROI. So I agree. It's super critical. Excuse me. Just put it on silent here.
Sure.
And one of the last things that I wanted to ask was, if I'm a small agency today, and agency specifically, digital marketing agency, I have a website, and that's 99% of the listeners that are listening to us right now. And I want to improve my conversions for a digital marketing agency. And I understand, everybody wants to showcase their own USP, their own special element. But what would be the lowest hanging fruit, easy campaign for me when I'm going into Adoric?
It really depends about the way you're gonna bring your clients. If most of the clients coming online, so of course it's gonna be easy, and we need to divide it by parts. First of all, we need to understand how you get your traffic. So let's say you have your blog, or you don't have your blog. If you have a blog, you have an organic search. So over there inside the post, we need to start to do a personalization for every post. Now, we don't need to do it for every post. It can be automatic. Let's say that I have 50 posts and every week I have another post. Automatic, we can take the title and talk about it. So the first thing that I think is to take, first of all, on the blog, subscriber, the most important, okay? And then you need to do, by the way, you must do a funnel. You must send an email, remarketing, and so on. So it's not stopping over there. The second part is people that coming on PPC campaign that you have, for example, and they're landing on specific landing page. Okay, you already pay for these leads. $1, $2, $3 per click. It can be even $10. Over there, exit intent. Very, very, very important. And another part is split testing. It's really like to take the page that you have and try to do some in pages and some insights. I really recommend about reviews. So let's say, for example, I'm on a specific landing page and you discuss about the beneficiation and why and all the pain and all the problem. And then I scroll, and on the left-hand side, I see Jason that said, wow, it's amazing. I got the results in 2 months and growing my conversion in 25%. By the way, I'm not recommend to write in 1 week I got double. Yeah. Don't do make it look real. Yeah. And sometimes if you have a very good example that it's too good to be true, don't show it. I have some cases. I have a case that people download the app 3,000 more percentage. Yeah. How can I show it as a case study? Nobody will believe me.
Yeah.
So I can't talk about it. So I think that someone will explain about your solution. By the way, what you can do, it's Jason explained about something that you have, and he scroll down, and then you can do another point. Yeah, we are located in Chicago. Oh, it's local business. I'm local business. We really like to tell the story in swipes all the time. Change.
But how? So I'm scrolling through the page. Is it kind of like a hover little? Does it hover on the right or left side as kind of starts a little testimonial video? Like what happens? How does it look like?
It's not must to be a testimonial that it's by API and I load this kind of data. It really depends if it's a mobile or desktop. Let's say if it's a mobile, it's going to be something small on the bottom that it's not going to be interrupt. And while you're swiping, we can do by percentage. Let's say 20%, this is going to be the first slide with some testimonials. By the way, testimonials can tell your story in a better way. Mm-hmm. Yeah, can explain about the pain in a different way. What is different between the content that I have on the landing page is like when you're reading a newspaper, right? You have the highlights, but you can read everything. But I'm a person of highlights. I like to read the highlights. It's very rare if I will read everything. So in this kind of situation, you have two personas. One will not want to read everything, and the other one will want to read everything, but he will not read everything because he don't have all day. But if you give him some teasing over there, he will keep reading, and then you have the trust. You you explain about the problem, you show them the solution, and bam. So on long landing page, it's amazing. The conversion and the quality, the qualification that you have, the lead is very, very, very high. So I know that people said landing page, don't make it too much long. Yeah. But if you know to do it with good balancing, not too long, not too short, and using this kind of elements can work great. So we discuss about exit intent, okay, to be sure before he's going to leave. And we discuss about while I'm reading the landing page and I have lots of information, we can do some changes. And by the way, it's all the time change, 20%, 40%, 60%. So every time I scroll, it's going to go inside, in, out all the time. And the second part is for repeating users that already, we pay for the click and now just remarketing. So we need a welcome back again. If we know the name, we can use the name. If we know the country, do it personalized and try to convince them again. So in some cases, the funnel can be very short. In one session, I can get the lead, but the qualification no means it's going to be very high. And in the other end, you need to do a much more longer funnel. It can take a few days, few weeks, sometimes once and more.
Okay. So just to recap for the agencies, we want to do the blog if they're doing a blog. We want to do the slider, meaning as they go through the different sections in the services, we kind of highlight every time something that increases the trust, basically. Exactly. Trust us more as we go through the page. And also maybe
everybody know about the trust widgets that you're using, I think in Shopify. Like 3 people buy it, blah, 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 and all these kind of stories. It's the same concept, but instead of e-commerce, you can discuss about, for example, design in Canada. Let's say you have something that is specific. And you can do lots of motivations, and every business have his own motivations. Why to doing that? Because, for example, I need agency right now. Why I need agency? Few reasons. First of all, I don't know how to do that. This is one. Two, if I'm small agency, I can hire someone that will do a full-time job, and I want to have a suite. I want it to do A, B, and C. You get the point? And sometimes it's combined. If it's more a big agency, maybe I have my own team that's working with their team together. So it really depends about the type of the persona. If you know how to personalize your group, it's amazing. And by the way, it's very easy. Let's say you have a landing page that it's more for SMB, right? And the way you know it is because you have a traffic that's coming for SMB. Let's say you know how to do that. So Adoric can read the query on the URL, and then he can do a personalized messages only for SMB.
Right. Yeah. I get it.
And by the way, they can talk about this is what we can do for you on these messages for the clients with this kind of message. See how we can convince you with this kind of message. Put your details and we'll show you more. You get a point? So it's like double impact that you have here.
Yeah, it's both trust and call for action at the same time. Yeah, exactly. That's I think it's awesome. I'm definitely going to do it. I also think, guys, go to Adoric.com. It's Adoric.com, right?
Yes.
Adoric.com, because this is very visual, and we're talking here in a podcast. And I know a lot of people like me are trying to imagine what Tal is saying. And trying to imagine what are those widgets and then what are those highlights, and just go and try it. Right, you can try it. Do you have a trial option?
Yeah, we have a free trial that you can use. And by the way, it's great for small size, because the second jump is like $29 and then $79 and so on and so on. And our service, this is the most important. If you will tell us, hey, I like Adoric and I really want your help, and I come from this podcast and so on, we will give you a session, free session, and we will show you.
Wow.
Yeah. We really believe
awesome.
in it. We really believe in it.
Guys, you heard it. If you're telling Tal and his team at Adoric that you're coming from the Marketing Umbrella podcast, you're going to get a free session to help you with you or your clients funnel with Adoric, and that I really appreciate it. It's the same people that are helping Pumpers and Toyota, and now they're going to help you. That's a big deal. I really appreciate it, and I'm sure the listeners
very important
do
for us. Like we are still on the no touch with no high volume, and right now we really care about feedback. So it's like win-win situation. We really love to listen. We really like to see results. All what I'm talking about, and I have tons of examples, is because we've been there, is because that we are sometimes contact with some clients that using a free plan. They're very active, but we saw that just move it to the right, and I will show you another strategy that it's not in the library, and then we have an amazing ambassador.
Amazing. I agree. That's super service. That's awesome. So our last session for the podcast, we always do a rapid Q&A. I ask you quick questions. You give us quick answers. The questions are in no way edgy, but if you feel that you want to pass, just say pass, right? If you feel one of the questions is too much, just say pass, but I don't think you will. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Did you get along with your parents growing up?
No.
Do you have siblings?
Pass.
Do you have a pet?
Yes.
Do you have kids?
Yeah.
How old were you where your first kid was born?
38.
When do you wake up?
6 o'clock.
When do you go to bed?
Between go to bed or go sleep?
Go to sleep.
Sleep between 11 and 12.
Ideal vacation?
Maldives.
Are you a man of faith?
Man or?
Of faith.
I'm not sure that I got you.
Faith, religion. Do you
Ah,
believe
okay,
in a
okay.
higher entity, higher power?
Kind of, I'm Jewish, so it's more it's more holidays and stuff like that to go to synagogue or something like that. But no, I'm not a really religious. I have something that I'm taking with myself, like tefillin. Tefillin. I do it in the last 10 years. For me, it's like meditation.
Okay, so you have faith in something.
Yeah,
It's just not defined.
kind of.
Okay.
But I'm not like a rabbi from Jerusalem with all the customs and everything.
We can see it. I know. Okay. Tal, I really want to thank you. Your answers were awesome. You're really helping our listeners. Guys, everybody listening, go check Adoric.com. I know I'm going to do it for our website. It's an awesome system. It seems like a very simple way to optimize your funnel. And you heard it just here. If you tell the team that you heard Tal speak on the Marketing Umbrella podcast, they will help you with a private session. So Tal, thank you again for being with us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for tuning into another episode of the Marketing Umbrella Podcast, where we provide the information you need from successful leading marketers to build and grow your digital marketing agency. Your host has been Itamar Shafir, founder and CEO of Umbrella, the technology platform and brand that is powering thousands of marketing agencies around the country. Find him at umbrellaus.com.